Hello, friends. Welcome back to one more episode of Amamagari Prapancham. Today, we are going to learn about Navavida Bhakti in this episode. So, let's see what is Navavida Bhakti. I'll give you a small brief about it. Bhakti is not a conditional state of mind, it has no preconditions or pre-qualifications. There is no prescribed method in Bhakti. On the contrary, a devotee surrenders everything onto the Lord and becomes free of ego. Though bhakti is endowed as a result of God's grace, yet it can be cultivated by us through constant practice of engaging ourselves in meaningful devotional activities that can bring us closer to the Lord for His grace to flow within us. Nava means 9 and Vida means approach. When read as a whole, it means 9 approaches of bhakti to reach the Lord. There exist 9 approaches as explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam in chapter 5 and shloka 23. The shloka is as follows: Sravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atmanivedanam. It elaborates 9 forms of bhakti which, if cultivated and practiced regularly, will no doubt lead us closer to the Lord. Let's see the meaning of each bhakti. Shravanam, hearing the names and glories of the Lord. Kirtanam, chanting His glories. Smaranam, remembering the God. Padasevanam, serving the Lord's feet. Archanam, worshipping the Lord. Vandanam, offering obeisance unto the Lord. Dasyam, serving the Lord as His servant. Sakyam, developing friendship with the Lord. Atmanivedanam, that is, total surrender of oneself to the Lord. Now, let's see a small brief about each of the bhakti. Firstly, Shravanam. This is the first and the foremost among the 9 forms of devotion. It means to immerse oneself into listening to the accounts of the Lord, His forms, actions, manifestations, appearance, and more. By hearing the stories of the Lord's divine activities, the devotee's mind becomes purified from bad qualities like lust, anger, greed, and envy. Next is Kirtanam. Rishi Shuka Brahma, son of Vyasa, and the narrator of Srimad Bhagavatam, become an exemplar for his approach. In this approach, one constantly chants and narrates Lord's accounts. This involves singing the praise of the Lord's magnificence and omniscience with heartfelt devotion. It is said that Kirtanam is the only way to achieve salvation in Kali Yuga. Next is Smaranam. This approach is constantly dwell in the thoughts of the Lord, recollecting His actions and beauty and His glory. Prahalada saw Sri Mahavishnu everywhere and in everything. Anything he saw or felt made him think about Sri Mahavishnu. Even in all the extreme sufferings and pain, Prahalad kept remembering the Supreme and never lost his faith in the Lord. From this, we understand that a true and pure devotee who constantly remembers the Lord in all situations is never unhappy in any situation of life. Next is Dasyam. Dasyam means to be in total bondage with the Lord. Dasyam refers to a heartfelt yearning to be a personal service to the Supreme. It is the ultimate expression of humility, yet it is bold in its aspiration to such a soaring position. To attain Dasyam, one must completely understand that God is a person. To serve Him, we must come to know this magnificent person can understand His desires. Next is Archanam. This is a constant act to worship a deity with various names of Lord, recollecting their significance and the acts leading to those titles. Love expresses in giving, and as love for the Supreme Lord grows in the heart of the devotee, he naturally wants to offer his best. By doing this, the devotee derives inner satisfaction and inspiration. Next is Vandanam. Vandanam is a salutation to the Lord. In this form of devotion, a devotee begins to see his favorite form of the Lord everywhere and in all beings and objects. Vandanam is an intensely personal process, and it may also be the most universal form of bhakti through universal prayers that make up the traditions of the different religions and cultures of the world. Next is Sakyam, meaning to have a friendship with the Lord. Just like the body that we see and feel around us is temporary and fickle, so is this material world. Even the grass have a vibrant relationship with the Lord, who spent his days taking care of his cow and playing with his friends. Arjuna is a classical example of a devotee who achieved perfection through friendship with the Lord. Next is Atmanivedanam. This approach is to surrender one's Atma to the Lord as an offering, making oneself a tool to Lord, giving up complete will towards karma. Completely filled with the devotion of God, the devotee gains the knowledge of his true self in the form of devotion, where the devotee and the Lord become one. The feeling of oneness with the Lord and all his divine beings is achieved only in the spirit of the final form of devotion to the Supreme, that is Atmanivedanam. Lastly, Padasevanam, meaning to serve the Lord in content, unified with his charm and glory. To approach a person's feet is a sign of humility, and that is why in Indian tradition we are taught to touch our parents' and elders' feet as a token of respect. Simply thinking of the Lord's feet takes devotees into deep feelings of love, longing, and ecstasy. Thus, worshipping the Supreme's lotus feet by itself is a great spiritual blessing. Let's meet tomorrow with one more Hindu mythological story. Till then, bye. Thank you.